We hit 1K. Gosh, God is so good. It's crazy.
Grace to be known, fully known, and loved by you. I'm fully known and loved by you.
Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Mariah Casey, and if you're an original and you've been subbed, welcome back fam. Don't forget to hit that sub button and subscribe and come join the fam. But today I'm going to be talking about my testimony. So this is something that I actually wanted to share with you guys a lot sooner in my YouTube videos. It was like probably going to be one of the third videos that I was thinking of posting. But the Lord really just put on my heart to wait. I've just been talking a lot to God, and God was just like, He gave me the okay on this, and He was just like, I want you to share your testimony now. So I'm sharing it, and I'm so excited to get to share it with you guys. So we'll get started. So I have been a Christian my entire life. I've just grown up that way. That's how my parents raised me and my siblings. We always did devotions together. So I grew up in a really strong Christian household, and we'd always go to our church, and like I grew up in this church. It's a really small church, so you know everyone there, really close. So I've been growing up and going to this church my entire life. But I really never had like a relationship with God. Like I knew what religion was. I knew that I had it, and I knew like I wasn't gonna be a bad kid. I still have never drank. I've never done drugs. I've never smoked. I've never vaped. Like I've never done any of that stuff. It's never been a desire to do that in my heart. And so just my walk with God has been really like pretty amazing, pretty cool. And then I went into high school, and I knew like this was gonna be the year where a lot of things are gonna happen, a lot of changes, a lot of life marking moments, I guess, if you could use that word. I went into high school just expecting that God was going to do great things for my life, and that I would see a movement in high school. And so really that's just what I believed for, and I just knew I was going to be good. And so I asked God to bring me the right friends, surround me with the right community of people. And at the beginning of the summer I was actually going to go to Colombia for a missions trip, but then the Lord told me not to go. So then I actually had already paid to go. Then I got all my money back, and then I ended up, since I didn't go, I ended up trying out for volleyball that summer. So I tried out for volleyball, I made the team, and then that's where I met like my best friend, Maddie Johnson. Maddie's one of my bestest friends since like freshman year. We've been like besties. So she has just always been an amazing friend. She's still my best friend till today. But the thing about Maddie is that Maddie is Mormon. So, and that was really unusual for me because I always thought that Mormons and Christians couldn't be friends. But in reality, Maddie, like Mormon, they are like really good kids. Like they do good things. Like they're like not bad kids, if that makes sense. Like Mormons are also like always known for being nice. So I really thought it was pretty cool because I do believe that God brought her to my life because she did keep me on all the, she kept me away from all the bad partying, all that stuff. Not that I ever had a desire to go, but when you like surround yourself with friends, like good friends, they're not going to want to go to those parties either. So it was nice to have a friend that was just, she really just wanted the good things in life. I never really had I never really had like that relationship with God. I always thought it was okay for me to go to church like every like Sunday and Friday, and then read my Bible like once a month. I thought that was how I thought that was fine. And like I knew people read their Bible every day, and I was like, I could not read my Bible every day. Like I would say, I don't have time for that. I can't make time, or the Bible's boring. Like I would legit say stuff like that. And again, like I was always a good kid. Never drank, never partied, never smoked. Like I never did any of that stuff. I just never had a desire to do that. And honestly, I think that was God sheltering me from that stuff too, by bringing me Maddie. So thank you, Maddie. So freshman year was so much fun. I loved freshman year. Sophomore came around. I met this boy sophomore year, and we ended up dating for like a year. I kind of pushed all my friends away, so I really just I pretty much was like, oh, I have a boyfriend now. Like there's no time for my friends. So I ended up pushing Maddie away. I ended up pushing all my friend group away. Like not like in a way where like I was just like rude to them, just where like I would distance myself from them, not wanting to hang out with them. And at times I found myself like really like alone, where I would be just wanting to spend all my time with my boyfriend, and I would be super like if he couldn't hang out with me, then I was like, okay, well then that's fine, like I'll just be alone. And my mom started to realize like this pattern. She was like there for me, and she was like, Mariah, you know, this is like really unhealthy. Like you shouldn't have like excluded all your friends. Like now like you're gonna find yourself alone a lot. I was like, I'm realizing that too. And so that happened. And then during my relationship, my church had started like this reading from Genesis to the end, to like just reading through the Old Testament. And so I was like, can I join in? Like Because I guess when like you only have like your boyfriend life and that's like the only thing that you've made of your life at that time and moment, that I was like eager to like find other things to do. So I was like, yes, like I want to join in, like I want to do something else. So I joined in with this like Bible study group, and then I ended up reading it, and I ended up really like liking Genesis and Exodus, and I was just like super just like, wow, like the Bible's pretty cool, like it's actually not as boring as I thought it was. And then me and my boyfriend started going to like a rough patch and stuff, and then I came to that point in my life where I realized I'm putting other things before God, and then that was just like, oh my gosh, like God has like become like second choice for me, and like that is not okay. And me and my boyfriend ended up breaking up, and then I was like, okay, like God, like I'm gonna put you first in everything I do in life, because I realized that when I put you second or I push you to the side, it's never ever gonna help me in life. It's never ever gonna bring me any joy or true satisfaction the way that I know that you can. And so I just remember when me and my boyfriend broke up, I just like ran to God. My mom says, she's like, you know, I thought after that breakup, she's like, that was gonna be the end of you. She's like, I wasn't sure like how you were gonna handle it. She's like, but you completely shocked me. She's like, you didn't even run to God, right? She's like, you sprinted 110% at him. So when we broke up, the first thing I did was I turned on a sermon. I walked up to my room and I laid on my bed and I turned on Joel Osteen and I listened to his sermon about giving birth to Manasseh. And that was the first sermon I listened to. And so when I had clicked on that, Joel talked about how sometimes we go through things in life, things that we don't understand, things that we're like, what the heck, God, why would this happen, stuff like that. And he says you need to have that attitude that when something happens in your life, you can say, God, I don't understand this, but I trust you, and I know you wouldn't have allowed it if it wasn't for my good. He basically talked about how he's like, whatever happened to you, someone wronged you, you had a breakup, like something like that. He was like, just know that, he's like, you're about to give birth to Manasseh. Basically meaning like, God's gonna rain down so many blessings on your life that you're not even gonna have time to think about like that, whatever had happened to you. And I was just like, I remember I sat in my bed, I just remember laughing, and I was like, Joel, you're crazy. You think I'm gonna forget like my relationship? You think I'm gonna forget this? Like, you're crazy, Joel. It was like 4 months later, and I called my mom. So I call my mom every day after when I'm walking to my car. I called my mom and I said, Mom, I was like, it's been 4 months, right? And I was like, this is gonna sound really crazy, but like I've just been so overwhelmed with like blessings and joy that God has just rained down on my life that I honestly like I haven't even like I can't remember my relationship with this boy. Like I'm like, Mom, like I legit like I've forgotten like a lot. And she was just like, and she's like, well, she's like, do you remember the sermon you listened to on the first night you guys broke up? And I was like, no. And she's like, you should go listen to it. And I was like, what do you mean? And it was the giving birth to Manasseh. So I remember I turned that on in my car and I just started crying, and I was like, gosh, God, you're so good. And I was like, I legit, like, you've blessed me so much in this time that I can't even remember, like, what happened, like, who hurt me, like, what this, like, I can't even remember any of that. And so it was just so awesome to see God do that for my life. And then I'm just so happy that the person that I ran to was God. And I'm so happy that I did. And sometimes I think that when you hit, like rock bottom, that people are looking for like something to like run to. And some people I know, like some people run to alcohol, some people run to drugs, some people run to like to guys and stuff like that. So when I ran to God, he was just there for me in that time, my time of pain and hurt and emptiness. And what I found is that everything else in this world is temporary satisfaction, and I found that God is seriously the only true satisfaction in my heart. When I ran to him, he just filled up my heart. That emptiness and that pain and hurt that I was feeling after the breakup, God came in, he rushed in with his love and he filled it up, and I could feel it. Like it was so warm, it was so tingly, it was so like I don't even know, like it was just, I've never felt that way before. I've never felt so like it was like God brought me like back to life, like in a way where my fruit went from like being okay, like, you know, like not the ripest fruit, but it was still fruit, but it wasn't very ripe. He made it like the juiciest, like most the best fruit you could buy. And I found I was still putting other things before God, which was like sports, and I was finding it was still hard for me to make time. But I still knew that I wanted him. I wanted him so bad. I realized I didn't want to do volleyball anymore, so I had quit volleyball, and I was like, I want to pursue YouTube. As crazy as that sounds, like I want to pursue YouTube. And so I started my YouTube channel, and I was like, this is something like I want to do, because I have fallen so deeply in love. God has shown me a crazy, amazing love that can come in and change that feeling of hurt, change that feeling of emptiness and that void. Like, he changed that for me. He rushed in with love, and I wanted everyone around the world to know that. That's what I wanted. I was like, if God can do it for me, he can do it for you too. And so then that's why I started my YouTube, because I just want to show people God's love. I don't do YouTube for subs. I don't do YouTube to make money. I don't do it for any of that stuff. I legit do it because I want at least one person to hear how amazing God has been to me, how he has just wildly changed my life. And that's all I've ever wanted from YouTube. And so I ended up going to Hawaii. And so I went to Hawaii, and God just he revealed so many things to me, and he just rained down so much just love. And then he broke so many chains off of me, because I did feel like I still tucked some things away. And God legit was like, you're not hiding anything from me at Hawaii. And he pulled all those things to the surface, and he casted them away after I gave them to him. And I seriously have never felt so free in my life. And then that's just when I realized, oh my gosh, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is seriously so amazing. This is what I want my life to be. And then someone had told me that there was a DTS thing, and I was like, what's a DTS? And it's a discipleship training school. And so basically where I live, they do a 7-month training where you can go and read deep into the word for 3 months, and then travel all around the world for 4 months and just preach the gospel to schools and universities. And I just remember after hearing that, I've never just felt so sure about something, so like that's what I want to do. And so right after high school, I've made that decision that that's what I'm doing after high school. I'm gonna go do a DTS, and I'm so excited. I can't express how that's, out of everything that I've tried to do with colleges and signing up, that's the one thing that did feel right in my heart. The one thing that I was that clicks, that's what I want to do. And so I'm so excited I get to do that. And so everything that God's done in my life has been so purposeful, so meaningful. After I went to Hawaii and did all that, I came back to school, and I've just been doing all the things that God's been putting in my heart. He put in my heart to start doing Bible studies. So I've been doing Bible studies with individual people every week, just learning more about my friends, learning about their hearts, what they're going through. And it's seriously sometimes people you don't even know are going through stuff. And honestly, it's been such a crazy cool experience just to listen to God, just to obey him, just watching him use me has been so cool. And I just know when I started YouTube, I was like, God, whatever I put my hands to, I just pray will prosper. And so I've done that with my YouTube, I've done that with TikTok, I've done that with my Instagram, and God's just been giving me these images and visuals and dreams, and he's just been speaking to me in a crazy way where I'm just this is so real, this is so amazing. I would never ever would have expected myself to be there. And I realized the thing that I said every day was, God, I know you wouldn't have allowed this if it wasn't for my good. And I thought back about that, and I was like, me and my boyfriend never would have broken up. I probably would have never gone to Hawaii. I probably would have never became the person I am today. I probably would have never started YouTube, never done a lot of the things that I've done. And seriously, this is everything that I've done in the last 8 months has been some of the biggest changes in my entire life. And that's when I really started my relationship with God. After my breakup, that's when I started my relationship with him, where I actually put in time and effort and wanted a relationship with him. And it's so different from just religion. And that's what I believe, is that yes, Christianity is my religion, but that's not what I have. I have a relationship with God. My heart is legit filled with love of God, and it's just so overflowing, so constantly spilling out that I can't contain this love. And I seriously believe that that's why I wanted to share it with everyone, because I realized this is so much that I can't even take it. I have to give this to other people. And so when I felt that, that's when I started YouTube. That's when I just ran towards God, and he radically changed my life. So if you watch this whole thing, I did talk about the giveaway. So I actually had the chance to talk to Jake Mason, who's the author of the devotional book. If you've seen it in my videos before, I'm always reading it, but basically I went to something on Wednesday and I saw him there, and I was like, oh my gosh, you don't know how many people want your book. And I know he doesn't sell it online or anywhere. And he goes down to this box and he brings me a huge handful of books. He's like, give them out, do a huge giveaway. And I was like, this is amazing. And so if you are someone that wants to enter this giveaway, I have 12 books. If this is a devotional book that you want, 24 daily devotionals. So it's only 2 pages that you read it with your Bible, and it's such an amazing, awesome devotional book. So I highly recommend entering this giveaway because this has changed my life right here, is this thing. So to enter this giveaway, 1, you gotta like this video. 2, make sure to go check out my Instagram, hit that follow button, and DM me saying, I want in, okay? So first 12 people to DM me, I want in, you'll get one. So thank you for watching, guys. I know this was a long video. Hit that sub button, a like, and comment below, and I hope you guys have an awesome day, and thanks for listening. Bye, fam.
I'm fully no home.